How does it feel to be named Pac-12 Coach of the Year?
It feels great. I mean, to me, it's a staff award. Everybody, Frankie Mock, our equipment manager, all the way to Kevin Vance, our pitching coach, every one of my staff members is so important, and what they've done for each player, and to get them better and to get us into the Pac-12, regular season championship is huge. Trip Couch recruiting, Toby with the offense, John and Kevin with the pitching, Will doing the operations, keeping everything smooth for the guys. It's a staff award, and very proud, obviously. The last year of the Pac-12, and unfortunately, that's the sad thing about it is when you start talking about those awards, you start thinking, boy, that's the last time this conference is going to be able to do that.
Well, in that respect, you were involved in the last sporting event, regular season Pac-12, and now the last conference
right.
of anything with the league.
Yeah.
Just looking back on it, I know you said on the TV there, you grew up watching the Pac-8,
yeah.
and you played in the 10, and now coach
yeah.
the 12. Just looking back on it, just overall.
Well, it's just a great conference. Obviously, this is about student athletes, right, and giving them a great experience. And I remember my experience in the '80s playing here, and watching it, obviously. But now to see the experience these student athletes get now, and the facilities they get to play in, and the weight rooms they lift in, and it's a great conference for that. Now we move into the Big 12. We'll see how that is. But, just taking care of athletes, I thought the Pac-12 did a wonderful job.
Chip, just describe what it was like to coach the ninth inning the other night from the top to where Mason makes the great play at short, they get the run, and then you guys come back.
Yeah, I think it was high pressure, obviously. And I think the biggest play that nobody really talks about is when they went ahead and got ahead by one, and they had first and third. And I went to Kevin. I said, "Would you think we should just walk Bazzana and move on to the next hitter? He'd done so much damage against us." And Kevin says, "No, I think we should go after him." And then first pitch, he flies out. That was probably the biggest play of the whole night, because it gave us some hope coming in. Like, hey, we're only down one. We can scratch out one in our ballpark. We're so good in the ninth. We've come back so many times. If it got to 2 or 3, it would have been tough.
So how are you approaching this tournament in terms of, you want to win it?
Yes.
You also don't want to risk anything. You're going to go with Zastro for the first game?
Yeah, because we'll have Kent. We'll have everybody lined up after Zastro, and then Zastro is just going to be a lead. Maybe 1, maybe 2, 3. Who knows? Inning wise, and then we'll use the whole bullpen, and then we'll have Kent, Candiotti, and Walty available for the next 3 games. Obviously, we have to win, the first and second game, or one of the 2 maybe. But our attitude going in is we want to win every game. We want to win every inning. We want to win every out. So we're going to do the best we can to win it. We didn't want to push our Kent up a day again. This way he gets 7 days. And then for the regional, they'll get even 1 more day.
And you still feel good about him despite him having some struggles lately?
Oh yeah. That's a good team he pitched against. And they're going to score runs if you leave pitches up in the zone. His changeup just wasn't there on Thursday night. Everything else was good. He was throwing 95, 96 in the first inning. So his arm's fine. He's healthy. He just needs, as pitchers do, as you see Clark Candiotti doing his bullpen right now. They work on stuff constantly. It just wasn't there on Thursday night.
How do you go about making sure that there isn't any sort of letdown after such an emotional game?
Yeah, that's always a tough part, especially with 18 to 22-year-olds. We started that yesterday at practice. We didn't have a great practice, and we talked about it. We'll give you a pass today, but tomorrow let's have a good one. Be ready for Wednesday. Washington's going to bring everything they have at us, and then Cal, of course, on Thursday. So there's no doubt that is an issue. In baseball, everybody's always like, well, that you weren't on tonight. Well, the problem is the guy pitching on the other team does, he has a job to get you out, and if he's getting you out, it doesn't look like your team's playing very well.
Does it help at all that Washington took 2 out of 3 from you guys?
It might. It might help. I think the guys felt like we should have won 2 out of 3. We had the lead in the 8th inning, and Washington did a great job of coming back and getting us. But I think that does add a little extra juice in it.
I'm sure you saw the great picture that Kelly Presnall from the Daily Star got of you and the expression on your face
Yeah.
after the win. What were you thinking in that?
I don't know where that picture came from. If it was after the water hit me, but yeah, many family members have called me like, "What happened?" or "What was wrong with your face?" So, yeah, wasn't real happy with that picture.
It was the Home Alone.
Weird,
picture, right?
Very weird.
So, getting back to sort of your role in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you defer a lot of credit to other people. What have you tried to? What role have you tried to carve out as far as the success of this program?
Patience. I think patience is the biggest thing, and understanding what it takes. I mean, the one thing about coming from the pro side to the college side is, in pro ball, you're out of a game, you don't have a good start to it. You have 144 in the minor leagues, you have 162 in the big leagues. So be it. But every game is a World Series in college. The RPI means so much, and so it's super important to win every game. And so to be patient through a 9-inning game, understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows, which I do. If, like I said, 18, 22-year-olds sometimes don't understand that. So to just be patient, and if they need a little jab or a little kick in the butt, know when to do that. And so I think that's been probably my biggest goal this year.
What did you like about the way Cam handled Saturday, knowing what was at stake and what was on the line?
Yeah, he was just tremendous. I mean, he executed pitches, and he pitched Friday nights for us. The year before, he's a Friday night starter. Anywhere in this league, and so to have him pitch your third game every weekend has been huge for us. I mean, if you think back to all the games, we lost a couple against ASU. He comes and wins. We lost some games early in the preseason, and we never, we were able not to get swept. That's a huge deal to win the Pac-12 because you're not getting swept all the time.
Because you'll be starting with bullpen arms, is there anyone, or do you want to hold some guys off so that you want to minimize the back-to-backs? Because that hadn't really been a thing for you guys this year.
I don't think we'll worry about holding guys back. We'll try to win the game against Washington, and then hopefully we don't have to use the whole bullpen. I mean, if we do, then we're going to worry about back-to-backs. But then we'll decide on against Cal. Give Kent his pitch count, and then we'll see if we can pitch the guys that didn't pitch. We have 2 more pitchers will be on the roster. We get 30 on this.
You can have 30.
Yeah, we get 30 on the roster.
What is the advantage of playing at night?
Oh, just the weather, I think. And the morning. You either want the morning or the night. The midday one's going to be really hot. We're probably, us and ASU are the most equipped for it. We're used to the weather, but under the lights, guys get a little more juice too.
Has Garen been your most clutch hitter this season?
Well, I think it's gone in cycles. I mean, I thought for a while Adonis Guzman was getting some of our biggest hits. He was huge. And then Garen's been pretty consistent with it. Summerhill's been pretty darn good. And Mason, because of who he is and the high profile and the being from Tucson, he's had some struggles here and there, but boy, he's got some big hits. He won a Utah game for us. So, yeah, I think it's gone sort of through different people.
With Garen, though, something about his approach, he seems to be so middle of the field with his hitting. Is that just by design that's where he sees it best? Yeah,
I just think good hitters hit the ball back through the middle. I mean, with the shift and all the things that have changed in baseball, that kind of has gone away. But really, if you have a good swing, you're going to be from gap to gap. That's where you're going to do your damage.
Coming off that regular season championship, coming off that boost, what are you doing to keep your players grounded heading into the postseason?
Yeah, we just talk to them and tell them. But just like we talked about earlier, there'll be some times during Wednesday night's game where they're going to have to kind of get their feet back on the ground and say, geez, we got to play baseball again, because it may not start great. I mean, I know that, but through the 9 innings, there'll be some ebbs and flows, and maybe that's the best thing for them, is just to realize, hey, this is another baseball game. We got to win.
What have you found is the key in these bullpen games where you might use 8 or 9 guys out there?
Well, I think Kevin does a really good job of matching up our bullpen arms with the other team's lineup. I thought the ASU game on the Tuesday night was masterful. At picking who was going to go in and when they were going to go in, and we had our best matchup against their best hitters that we felt could get them out. So I think that's probably the key to it, is just if you can do that. Now, it's hard if somebody doesn't get that inning. You have to bring somebody in. I think we did it once with had to bring Henson in the middle of the inning, and he got us out of it, then went back out. So that's the important part.
What's the health of the outfield heading into the tournament?
Yeah, well, we're going to, Brad Fogel's close. We're going to work him out pretty good today. Hopefully he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. Corona's probably not going to be able to play this weekend in the field. Maybe pinch run, maybe defense. We'll see. I don't know if he can grip a bat yet, but as soon as he can grip a bat, he'll be back in there. And then TJ Adams, just as soon as he gets some movement in that shoulder, he can start doing some baseball stuff. But and then maybe TJ can run the bases this weekend too. He'll be on the roster.
What are your thoughts on this whole banana thing that's taken over?
I have no comment on the bananas. I don't know what's going on. I'm so focused. I see these pictures later on and people show me. It's like I have no idea.
Are you off limits during your in-game interview? Are they allowed to like put stuff on?
They did in Utah.
Okay.
They kept handing me bananas. I didn't know what they were doing. So yeah, no, I don't think you're ever off limits in a dugout.
But the concept of them having this kind of thing,
Right.
even though you might not be involved in it, do you feel like as long as it's not distracting them from the game, but from what they need to do, then that's...
Yeah, I've said it all year. The one thing that's been unbelievable this year compared to the first two is our bench has been on fire. Win, lose, or draw, these guys they're rooting their teammates on. They're ready. They're always ready to play. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Garen, how do you just describe the euphoria that you guys experienced on Saturday night?
Oh, it was awesome. Awesome feeling. I grew up watching like this program and other Pac-12 programs win that kind of conference championship, and it's pretty cool to experience it firsthand.
What's it like in the dugout when you guys come up with a chance to win a ball game in your last event?
Yeah, it was. I think that game kind of described our whole season right there. I mean, we knew we were in it, and Chip said before the game if it was a close game, we were going to win it, and it really felt like all of us believed that. When they scored in the ninth, we thought we had no problem scoring those 2 runs, so it was fun.
Chip was very deferential when it came to talking about him being the coach of the year. He gave a lot of credit to the staff and the team and all that. What role do you think he has played in the success you guys have had this season?
I mean, I think he's played a role in every step of the success we've had. I mean, he's kept us our heads straight, and we weren't picked to finish very high, as you guys know, and we used that as a chip on our shoulder. And Chip just continued to put together good plans for every practice and all the games and everything. So it's very exciting to see him win that.
How do you guys carry this over from being that overlooked team that wins the league to now being the number 1 seed and with the target on the back and not changing anything?
Yeah, I think it's just continuing to play the game one pitch at a time and treating every game like we have nothing to lose and we're playing with house money.
What did you find that you guys liked about this format, the pool play at the tournament last year?
Honestly, we don't look too much into the format. We're just kind of focused on playing one game at a time, and we're focused on Washington right now, tomorrow. So we're looking forward to get up there and playing in the heat.
Get back to Chip. There was a story that he said before he spoke to you guys on Saturday. Just kind of, hey, if I told you in week 1 you'd be in this situation right now with a chance to win a championship, just what do you recall about that conversation? Maybe how that loosened up the guys.
Yeah, I think you guys could tell, but the first 2 games we played pretty tight and we weren't ourselves, and they're a good team, and if you aren't you're playing your best game against Oregon State, that's what's gonna happen. So I think Chip just wanted to calm us down as he tried to all weekend, and his message that saying that it's one game for the Pac-12 title, you guys would all have taken it if I said we were going to be in this spot in the fall. So that was a pretty awesome message.
What involvement do you have in the whole banana thing, and how did that get started?
Yeah, I have no idea. To be honest, I'm out on the field so much. Those guys in the dugout are just taking control of the energy, and I still to this day don't even understand all what's going on in there, but it's great energy for us. So.
Were you holding bananas at any point during that 9th inning?
I don't think I was, to be honest with you. I wasn't bought in like some of those other guys are, but no, it's been awesome. Like, we've had so many different things in the dugout that this year especially that has kept us together as a group and really rallied to win these games.
Do you eat bananas?
Yeah, I like it. I eat bananas.
Does the last game against Washington play a factor at all in this next game against Washington? The fact that you guys squandered that lead late in the game?
Not necessarily. I think the season has gone on and we're 2 separate teams, and when we were up there, we were playing in their weather and at their home park, so it'll be nice to play in the heat and get another shot at them.
Sure. Chip is the primary infield coach. What is it like to work with him on that particular skill?
Yeah, I think I'm very thankful that I get to work with him every day. You know, he's got all the experience in the world when it comes to baseball and infield. So just being out there every day, learning from him, learning from guys like McClary and stuff who have been here has really helped me.
Were you on the fence about doing the senior day thing? Like, you decided late to be part of it? They said something about that's why you didn't have the plaque?
Yeah, I decided to do it just because, you know, it is my 5th year in college, and given my situation, I just don't know. I could be my last game at High Corbett. I'm not sure, but I'm glad I was able to do that with all that great group of guys.
When you lost a little bit of playing time last year, did you ever consider going someplace else?
I mean, those thoughts go in your head, but, you know, I knew in the back of my heart that I love Arizona. I chose to come here for a reason, and I kind of wanted to fulfill my commitment to the school and to Chip that I made early on.
Any more questions? All right, thanks,
Thank
Garen.
you.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, you guys are ready.
What role did Chip play in your decision to come here?
I mean, I knew how good of a coach he was and that he would bring back the legacy to University of Arizona. Just knowing of his success, that's kind of what brought me here.
Your dad, I think, was teammates with him back in the day. Did he tell you anything? Chip just as a guy?
I mean, he said he's a great guy, of course, and he knows how to win. He knows how to manage. So, I mean, all of that just aided my decision coming here.
Clark, walk us through your outing against Oregon State, how you felt about it, what was tough about navigating that lineup and all those stuff there.
I mean, they're a really good team. It was a difficult team to pitch against. Just kind of had to go right after them for the most part. I mean, that's what all 3 of us did. And a little help from the team on some points. So I just think going right after them and just giving them the best shot.
What are some of the things that Chip has done this season to kind of keep the team on track and focused through the ups and downs of a season?
I think just keeping everyone together and making sure that everyone's on the same page and no one's getting left behind, so to speak. So just making sure everyone's right up top, right at that level, and just, I mean, always moving forward, never getting stuck on events in the past. So just always staying confident and just keep moving forward.
Is it a challenge coming into this game to kind of leave in the past what just happened? Because that was such an emotional peak for you guys. And Chip even said that, you know, he wouldn't be surprised if the team kind of wasn't totally settled at the start of Wednesday's game. So how do you kind of use that momentum, but also kind of put it behind you?
I think you can kind of use that as fire, honestly. I mean, we're capable of winning every single game, and at the end of the day, that's just another win. It just counts as one. So, I mean, take everything for granted, just enjoy it, but you got to move on and move forward.
After what had happened the first 2 nights, what did you love about the way Cam, attacked that lineup?
I mean, he just went right after him. I mean, he's been really, really good all year. He's been super consistent. And, I mean, just like always, he always takes the ball and goes out there with his best stuff.
Chip had talked about that 9th inning where they had discussed walking Lozana there, but decided to pitch to him. Were you surprised at all they made that decision?
I wasn't surprised, no. I mean, he's just like everybody else. Just go right after him. He's got to hit the ball just like everyone else. He's got to see pitches from the same pitcher. So, I mean, I think it was a good idea. Just go right after everyone.
It was your interview on TV 2 weeks ago that we kind of learned about this banana phenomenon that's been going on. Where did that come from?
I'm not really sure where exactly it came from.
Is this like bullpen guys that started this?
No, this is a whole team thing.
Okay.
Everybody's bought in. It's a whole team effort.
Yeah, so what's the buy-in banana connection? Like, why is that the word for banana?
I mean, you got to buy into the team. You got to buy into the culture. I mean, greatest team wins. That's our mantra. I mean, you just kind of have to give everything you got and just buy into the program because we're all playing for each other at the end of the day.
So you're doing this interview, right? I think it's during the ASU. Was it
Yeah, it was
the
ASU.
Tuesday night, right? When they start like putting stuff on you, or when you're doing these interviews, how do you kind of keep your composure?
Honestly, just let them do what they want. At the end of the day, I'm just giving an interview, just spending time answering questions. So, I mean, it's always fun in the dugout. I mean, everything's loose, just having a lot of fun. So, I mean, just keeping my composure and just having regular interviews.
The the thing that they made that you wore during the game on Saturday, what was that supposed to be?
That's credit to TJ Adams. He started that. He made the crown, and then Zastra and I with the banana chain. So I mean, it's just to keep everyone engaged, have fun, and I mean, like always, just buy into the program.
Have you ever pitched at Scottsdale Stadium, high school at all?
I haven't. No.
Who threw your first pitch for your before the game to you?
Oh, my brother Casey.
Did your dad just not want to? I mean, he was a professional.
I don't know. I don't know. I think he just wanted to kind of take in the moment, watch his older son. I mean, throw it to me. So I mean, I think it was pretty special.
And your
for
brother
him.
Was a pitcher too.
He was.
Right? Did he throw a knuckler? Or
He did.
He did.
Yep,
Okay.
he did. It was pretty good too.
What? So you weren't here last year, but last year the team had to win the tournament basically, or advance really far to have a chance to make the NCAA tournament. This team is not in that situation. Like, you guys are going to make the tournament no matter what happens. So what's the mentality of the team heading into the tournament, given that?
I mean, like I said, just go simple. Just win the first game, then win the next, and win the next. I mean, you just got to be consistent. You can't worry about too much. You can't worry about the end result. I mean, you can't focus on the last game we had, winning the conference title. It's just the next game, whoever's up, next pitch. So everything's just super simple.
Now, likely you don't know who you'll face. You'll pitch in that Friday semifinal. So how do you quickly process all of that information when you get it to be ready to go out?
I think it's just a matter of, I mean, whoever I'm throwing against, it's the same game plan. Go right after them with your best stuff, one pitch at a time. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter who's in the other dugout come Friday. Better yet, any day, just all going to go right after them with our best stuff.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Dan,
Thanks, Clark.
appreciate it.
Thank you.